Good evening, everyone. We can,
You ready?
Leo will be here shortly. So we don't have to go back into closed session, correct? We're all done?
I'm done.
You're done?
Done.
He said he'll give us a draft of an Airbnb that we could
So
look at.
Steve's
Yeah.
done then? Okay.
He'll give us a draft to look at from another time.
Okay.
Okay. So I need a motion to close the executive session?
No, wait until we're ready to close the cap.
You sure?
Yeah, we'll close them both at the same time,
Okay.
just in case something changes.
All right. So in that case, Vinnie, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. Number one is a resolution regarding Banta Place and the Art Alley. Number two is an ordinance amending the tree planting fees. It's basically where we switched from a 1-inch caliber tree at at $130 to a 2-inch caliber tree at $225. The 2-inch caliper is because the 1-inch ones were not surviving, and the 2-inch is a better, more robust tree.
Yep.
There's another resolution on. Number three is a Community Development Block Grant Committee. It's the appointment for the city of Chris Wheaton and Ryan Westra. That's just some housekeeping that we have to do every year for the CDBG committee grants, for the committee and the grants. Resolution number four is an appointment of Emergency Management Coordinator. Deputy Chief Rosaza is taking bench at Veterans Park. That I know Project Management has been working with that gentleman on the bench. And last but not least is the CSO Stormwater Parks update. I'll ask Chris Wheaton, our city engineer, to come up.
Okay.
One line is on. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
So just an overview of our major project status, a couple of updates. We are just wrapping up Carver Park improvements. It has been somewhat delayed due to furniture, and we want the grass to come in. But we are working with the rec department to open as soon as possible. We're in communications this week on that. Green Street is updated as complete. We have completed our CCTV television inspection and condition assessment program for pipelines in the Green Street flood hazard mitigation area. In our CSO separation projects, we are currently working on the Anderson Street drainage area. And next slide, please, Frank. In this project, we've been on a bit of a standby with the stormwater and sanitary pipelines installation, as we need the utilities to complete their work before we can install the sanitary and stormwater piping. So in that area, Veolia is just finishing up on Clay Street this week, and they're completed on Railroad and Stanley. PSE&G is in progress on Stanley Place, and Burdan and Barry are done. So the contractor will be returning to work next week for the stormwater and sanitary lines installation. In our non-CSO project, the Voorhees Lane Sanitary Pump Station, we have been working through startup issues. The alarm conditions that had affected us at the initial startup have been abating. We do think that those were primarily as a result of better flow conditions in our influent pipeline and just flushing debris down to the pump station that it had not experienced previously. We're also working through with source investigations and working to curb any improper discharges to the sewer upstream. we're expecting the site restoration to be completed relatively soon, I would say, in the coming month. Again, just repeating that our CCTV and base mapping project is completed, and we're now moving on to recommendations for improvements and preliminary design of the improvements that will be necessary in this area. On our parks projects, Carver Park, the court services are completed, grass has been planted, cameras and conduit installation is in progress by the city. The furniture we expect we do anticipate is arriving soon. I'm just awaiting confirmation on the final delivery for the bleachers and site furniture. And we are working through punch list items as the contract is largely complete.
Scoreboard should be here, right?
On Johnson Park, we're just finishing up the bid docs with city legal, and I expect those will be moving on to the QPA later this week or next week. For Polyfi Park, we have a drainage project that has just started this week. The park will remain open as the work is performed. So this weekend, certainly the splash pad will be open with appropriate precautions to secure the construction area. On roads, our Summit and Passaic Ave intersection improvements have been restarted. The new signals for Summit and Passaic, the equipment is anticipated delivery the end of this month. The signals for pedestrians at First and Beach have been installed, and the signals for pedestrians at First and Central have also been installed. On our Prospect Avenue pedestrian safety project, that project was just awarded at a recent meeting, and we're awaiting kickoff and start of work with the contractor on that project. Again, this is a project that we have a DOT grant to complete in the amount of $460,000.
Chris, who got the bid?
I believe it's New Prince.
No problem.
For the city offices project at John Earl Building, we are very near to completion. We are working through the punch list items. The bathrooms have been completed, painting is complete, lighting is installed. Just final data relays are being connected, and we should be ready for furniture delivery just about any time now. And just a couple of, again, public service reminder announcements. If you have a street light outage, you can report it any time at the PSE&G website at outage and gas leaks. And we also have a public service announcement, again, just reminding the public, please don't flush wipes down your toilets. Only put toilet paper and human waste down the toilet. No wipes, no flushable wipes or the like. No paper towels. Thank you. Any questions?
Questions from the park?
Any questions from the council?
The legal paper for Johnson Park, do you have it or still by Steve?
I have it presently.
You
We're
have it present.
reviewing
So-
we're just reviewing the insurance provisions and the
Do you think they're gonna be by Monica by maybe Thursday or Friday?
it could be.
Could be.
Could be.
I've been hearing that for months and months.
I understand, Councilman.
Mhm.
We are trying to get the insurance issues sorted out, and making sure that we don't have a poison pill and putting insurance provisions that are not going to allow for bidders, which is a concern that we've been looking into very carefully.
Okay.
Chris, I just had a quick question on the bills list regarding the concept plan for SIBE.
Yes.
Was that part of the original plans? I thought we had replacements in there, but to do at a later time, but I thought it was part of the original layout of the park.
The west side playset was not planned to be replaced. What was, the work that was planned there was the play safety surface underneath that existing playset.
So it was only the surface.
So as we got into the project, we realized that the playset had to be replaced, and so we did not put a play surface in there. We put in
Mulch for now, yeah.
We put in wood fiber mulch in lieu, and we're working on the plan to replace the playset.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
That's it? Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Need a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Anybody from the public who'd like to speak, please come forward to the podium. Give your name to the clerk, and you will have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Marty Smith, Prospect Avenue. Several meetings ago, we brought up the issue of the current speed limit on Summit Avenue
You're on.
You're okay.
between Passaic and Spring Valley Avenue, which is set at 35 miles an hour, although this section of Summit Avenue is supposedly under city jurisdiction. We asked then why that is in place. Mr. Caruso said he would check on it. I'm wondering if we have an answer to that question.
I know that I had reached out to the county about their section of it, and they were going to do a traffic study to see the feasibility of changing the speed limit. But you're talking about our section of Summit Avenue?
From Passaic to,
Say all the way down.
From
Okay.
Passaic to
Spring
Spring Valley Avenue is under city jurisdiction, as I understand.
Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't understand why we would have to get permission from county.
No, I'm not, if that's the case, no, I wouldn't. I would have our traffic do that. I would have our traffic engineers do that. Okay, all right, let me look into that again, I'm sorry.
Okay. The other item I'd like to revisit is the question of the speed limit on Hackensack Avenue at Bergen Tech Academy, which has a posted speed limit of 40 miles an hour through a school zone. And at that meeting, Mr. Caruso said that they were going to check on the installation of a traffic light at that point.
Right.
However, as a matter of fact, there is a traffic light in close proximity to the school. But that doesn't change the fact that if a vehicle is coming along with a green light, that vehicle could be moving at 40 miles an hour. So I think, I know county has not been very cooperative in the past in reducing speed limits on county roads. They might think about changing that light that they currently have
I read
to a
last
flashing red light that would stop traffic and then let it start moving at a slower rate.
I read last week something about a new light being put in over by the academies. I don't know whether it's an additional light or in place of the one that's there.
Yeah, that's a project that the county is doing there. They're putting a light at the entrance to the academies there, and
There is-
turning lanes and
There's a
widening.
light to the auditorium. There's a-
Yes, this is
One at
the
the
actual
exit.
entrance, yeah.
Okay.
The actual
Exit has a light, the
So there'll be,
entrance
now
doesn't
there'll
have.
be
Right,
two traffic
right.
lights there, but it still doesn't solve, if they're both green, people are still gonna be going forward.
Right.
So that's gonna be up to the
Right.
county to change that.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, we can
doesn't
ask them.
Doesn't school zones always have to be
And-
25?
And of course, the problem exists for southbound traffic coming
Yep.
from Route 4 would be moving along the entire length of the school property at 40 miles an
That's
hour.
a good
Yeah.
point. That might be, worth a trip to a commissioners meeting at the county, because they're probably, they're like the council for the county. And, I'm sure that they don't even realize that they have a school zone with a 40-mile-an-hour
Yeah.
speed limit.
And that's their school too. Not
Yeah,
only
Yeah.
is
it's a
theirs
county
road,
school,
but it's
so.
their school.
Thank you.
Thank you. So So we should make a call to them on that. Anyone else from the public like to speak at this time? Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Annette Jankowski, Prospect Avenue. There are a few things I would just like to go over with the council, if I may. The new ordinance that was put into place a few months ago allowing private buildings to post no towing signs. Okay, there's a bit of confusion in my building, so I just need to clarify. I did read the ordinance. I understood Mr. Caruso to say that the police would have to be called to do the towing. If that is true? It would be the non-emergency number?
Yes, I believe that's how it's written in the ordinance.
I
yes.
can't hear you, I'm
I
sorry.
believe that's how it's written in the ordinance, yes.
Okay, because we did have someone call a towing service, one of the residents, and there was a lot of confusion about who pays for the towing service and who they should call. So we would call the non-emergency number,
Correct.
and who pays for the towing service?
Well, that'd be the person's vehicle that's being towed.
Being towed.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that
Yeah.
before we put a sign up.
Yeah,
Right.
if I may, because I drafted the ordinance, it's not supposed to be individual residents who are calling this number or calling the tow. It's supposed to be the building management, and whoever the building manager is obligated. And this comes from a legal challenge because, there was a question whether there is a legal right for people to tow without a ticket having been written first. And the law says that it's private property. If someone is parked illegally, they can tow as long as the proper signage is there, as long as they follow the various laws, which are pretty restrictive. The sign has to be posted. You have to have the phone number, where you can get the vehicle. What we did in order to resolve this potential litigation is we said, look, we understand your point, but there's going to have to be rules because we don't want to have a situation where someone parks illegally, comes back and thinks their car is stolen, and and they call the police in a panic, and now we send police officers down in a panic. So the concept was, okay, if you want to tow without the police being involved and responding, you can call them and they can come down and they can write a ticket if that's what you want before a tow. But if you don't feel you want to go through that process, you at least have to let us know. So when that panicked person calls and says, my car's been stolen, they can say at the desk, oh, it was towed, here's where it's been towed to. And so, we're not put at risk potentially. So that's sort of the concept, but it can't be, the tower can't do it, a tenant can't do it. It has to be someone, either the building manager or, the president of a condo association or somebody with legal authority for that property.
Would the superintendent qualify for that?
Yes, I believe a superintendent of the building would be
Okay.
an appropriate
Thank you.
management designated representative.
Because we do sometimes have a problem with people parking in the fire zone, the fire lane zone, and just leaving their car there for 2-3 hours. So we're happy about the ordinance, believe me.
Yeah, I mean, a fire zone, typically a fire zone would be, you would want a police response to that because, the fire zone is something, if someone's been charged and violated, if they're multiple offender. This ordinance is really intended for that person who parks in the residence parking spot, right? The people come in and they think they can just, park anywhere within the building and there's assigned parking and they park and, the resident comes home and they have no place to park. That was sort of the concept of this. And look, the building will have to take responsibility if they tow and, people feel well, that's the building's decision. It's their private property. They have the right to tow vehicles. But my opinion would be if there's a fire zone, the police should be called to write a fire zone ticket and determine what to
I
do.
agree. And that's exactly what happened. It was a private resident, but she's a physician. She has a practice in our building. The 5 spaces that are reserved for her patients were being taken up by whomever decided to just park in those spaces. So she had a couple of people towed. So thank you. I appreciate that. Also, too, I would just like to thank the different departments that the Condo Co-op Advisory Board, we often have questions that come out of whatever issues or projects we're working on. And I have to tell you, whenever I've contacted any of the departments, your assistant, Mr. Caruso, the health department, Allison, with questions regarding whatever has been discussed, I have to thank you, and please thank them. They always respond quickly and accurately, and then we share the information and the responses at the meetings. So I think it's just, you should know that. That's all. One more thing, the animal registry that was put into place, that was discussed and presented at 2 of our meetings. Some of our guest residents were from other buildings, were not aware of it at all. So one of the I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the suggestions was, is there some way that you could let all of the multiple dwelling buildings know about the new ordinance, the amendment to the ordinance, and the registry? Those of us on the condo co-op board, we've all set up the registries in our buildings.
Steve.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, Bridget McLaughlin, we were trying to obtain a complete list of multiple dwellings that would be subject to it and sending them notifications. I believe our website has also been specifically updated on that, but, like with many laws, there's a breaking in period. But that ordinance, was passed because there was a dog bite and we couldn't track down the owner of the dog, and theoretically, by law, that dog is supposed to be quarantined. And we couldn't do it, and the building was not cooperative in terms of letting us know. So we do have this ordinance, we are looking to enforce it, but we do need to maybe check with Bridget and see whether that letter
I
did go out.
know, I just at a recent department head meeting that Susan McVeigh from the health department was,
Oh, yeah, it was Susan, I'm sorry.
Susan was working on getting those notifications out, but I'll follow up on that and see if there's a way or a list that we can get that notification out.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the ordinance.
You're welcome. Anyone else from the public like to speak at this time? Need a motion to close to the public?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we will be back at 8 o'clock sharp.
Oh, and just by the way, just for the record, we did have a closed executive session beforehand. We
Yes.
did speak about one workers' compensation litigation, Panera Ronda, I believe was the name. I may have mispronounced that, but for the record.
So I need a motion to close the executive session.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. I need a motion to close the council of the whole.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. You get like me.
I almost said approved. I don't know why it was on my head.
Good evening, everyone. Madam Clerk?
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the bulletin board.
Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So we got another busy night here. Officer Gaines, please come forward. And do you have someone who's going to hold the Bible for you?
Yeah, my father, but he has called.
Okay.
It's okay, I swear.
That's fine, correct?
Yeah, yes,
What happened?
Yes,
any
any
that they
religious,
wish to
bring
use.
it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sure.
Remember last time?
I have pleasure. So you're gonna put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, sorry, not the Bible. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Ibrahim Yanis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of police officer
of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ready? Want to say something? You want to yell? You want the microphone?
I can yell.
Yeah? Okay.
Congratulations, sir. Hey, folks, incredibly important, I share this with you, that often when folks come from other agencies, sometimes those agencies are a little sour that we stole one of their folks. You're actually the opposite, okay? We got a stellar recommendation from your officer in charge. If you look at the back of the room, you have a whole assortment of your comrades there that are excited for you, which is incredible. So you've left an indelible mark in Patterson. Would you guys agree? Absolutely. So we're certain you're gonna do tremendous things at Hackensack, and we're super excited for you. Congratulations, and welcome aboard officially.
Thank you.
Great job. You guys wanna take a picture?
Sure, come on up.
Come on, come on.
You survived in Patterson, you can survive here.
Oh, wait.
Okay. That way we got in the picture.
We'll stand behind you. Congratulations, everybody. Oh, look at this little sweetheart. Oh, yeah.
Congratulations again.
Not too late, sir.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
just get one more with all the Patterson guys?
Sure.
Sure.
One more for you.
What I wanna know is who's watching the streets of Patterson.
Who cares?
Celebrate.
We're all here to put in applications.
Sure.
Come on, Kelly.
Act like you like each other. Come on, squeeze in, squeeze in.
What's your step? What's your step first? I don't wanna kill the mayor
Come on, try and get
with all the cops here.
Yeah. Mayor, here.
right here in the middle.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. They get him.
There we go.
There we go, now we're in the right order. Yes.
I'm taking like 100. One of them. I got it.
He blinked.
Thank you,
Don't
guys.
blink.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe.
Hey,
Stay
thanks,
safe.
thanks everybody for coming out.
Yes.
That was
Nice to see
wonderful.
such support.
Good.
Nice turnout.
Yeah,
Right.
very nice. Swap.
Huh?
These guys can give them.
They're gonna come back to us. They're gonna work for us. They're gonna work for us. Yeah.
More oyster.
So what is it? Who did applications?
Upside. To the tree.
They all got your undercover.
Like a movie star today.
How many towns did you work in?
Come on, I'm in. Alright, now you can come in.
You gotta get us some of those Lebanese restaurants.
Do it.
There's some great ones in Patterson.
I was gonna say, you actually,
We got
yes,
one.
me and that Cliff there.
Oh, yeah?
His father's the owner.
Which one's there?
Yes, me.
That
Yeah,
might be the one I go to.
yeah, right by the
Got the
line.
hookah bar on the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, with an air conditioner.
Oh, before the, but there's other options. Yeah, yeah. Don't give them up.
Every time I go back, I have to.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, before we sit down,
Yes.
any other?
Yeah, you got a few more.
You didn't tell me to take the whole meeting.
I'm sorry. It's
okay,
my
so-
academy class that I graduated. These are my classmates.
Told you.
No, he's a lieutenant.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. Okay.
Stay safe. What's the first one?
Yep. That will be united.
That's all right, so
Okay, I got a few proclamations to read.
just want to make sure.
I'm going to wait for you guys to file out, if you'd like. So why don't we do this? Let's take a, no, we're good, I think. Okay.
Have a good night.
You too, good night. So where's Freddie and Joseph? Oh, there you are. So is this an important week? So whereas public works, infrastructure, facilities, and services are of vital importance to our health, safety, and comfort, And whereas such facilities and services improve the quality of life for our residents and could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of Hackensack's Department of Public Works. Whereas these services include emergency sewer calls, snow removal, garbage pickup, maintenance and repairs to all city buildings and vehicles, landscaping of all city-owned parks and green spaces, repair and patching of streets, and this is just a small sample of what they do. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with members of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 19th through 25, 2024 as National Public Works Week, and do hereby recognize the important role of our public works professionals, engineers, and administrators for their dedication and commitment to the City of Hackensack's residents and local government. So congratulations, guys. You want to come up? So as a longtime Hackensack resident, I can tell you, these guys, how hard they work. And we appreciate all you do. And see you guys out there in the middle of the night doing snow, out there doing leaves, all kinds of crazy weather. And you guys, this is an honor well deserved.
Right here, and then we take a picture.
And yeah, we come take a picture over here. But anybody want to say anything to these guys? So, yeah, and the sentence said it all. It's just a small part of what you do.
How you doing?
Wouldn't do it without you guys, man.
Somebody come on this side of the man. That's spread out from the picture.
Hello, how you doing?
All right.
City manager thinks he's covered back there, smile. There we go. Oh, all right, we're smiling, we're a happy family.
Is everybody in?
We had a happy
DPW,
family.
yeah. All right, I think I got it.
Congratulations, everybody.
Stay safe out there.
I see you tomorrow.
Take care.
All right,
Give 1 minute.
a few more proclamations and we'll get on with business.
1 minute. Where they go? Welcome.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. Take care. Well, that narrowed it down a little bit. So whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and whereas mental illnesses are real and prevalent in our nation, and half of us will have a mental health diagnosis at some point in our lives. And whereas anyone experiencing stress, trauma, anxiety, and heightened levels of depression should feel comfortable in seeking help and support to manage these times. And whereas engaging in prevention, early identification, and early intervention are effective ways to reduce the burden of mental illnesses. And whereas the City of Hackensack declared themselves as stigma-free and will continue to support the stigma-free initiative, now therefore I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City Council, along with the members of this City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Mental Health Month and call upon residents, government agencies, schools, private businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other groups to join us in activities to strengthen and protect the mental health of our community. So things have changed from when I was a young man or a young boy. You know, mental health was not as prevalent as it was, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with the environment, the way it's changed, food that we eat, products that we ingest. But the other thing that needs to change is the way we looked at it from back when I was young compared to now. I look at mental illness now as having no different than having a physical ailment. If you have an issue, you need to go deal with it, and there's plenty of help out there. So we need to take care of ourselves both physically and mentally and emotionally. Next proclamation Whereas substance abuse and mental health problems affect all communities nationwide, according to the 2022 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, an estimated 70.3 million Americans ages 12 and older used illicit drugs in the past year, and nearly 64 million used tobacco products or used an e-cigarette or other vaping device to vape nicotine in the past month. Additionally, in 2022, 8.5 million misused prescription pain relievers. And whereas an estimated 29.5 million people ages 12 and older in America were classified as having alcohol misuse disorder in the past year, and about 59.3 million adults had a mental illness. The impact of mental and substance abuse disorders is apparent, and whereas through National Prevention Week, people become more aware and able to recognize the signs of mental health and substance use disorders. Equally important, community members from all walks of life learn how they can help implement prevention strategies and showcase the effectiveness of evidence-based programs. We and others across the United States need to recognize the seriousness of substance use and mental health issues in our communities, the power of prevention, and the tireless efforts of those working to make a difference. The small daily actions done by individuals combined with the actions of families, communities, coalitions come together to make up the larger, bold movement of prevention. Now, now therefore be it resolved that I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with members of the Council, do hereby proclaim May 12th through 18th, 2024 as National Prevention Week, and call upon our community to join us this week in celebrating the compelling programs and events that support increasing awareness of and action around mental health and substance use disorders year-round. So those two tie in together, very important. You know, the drug issues in this country, you know, they don't see age, they don't see wealth, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're white, black, brown, doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate, let's put it that way, the illicit drugs that are out there. And last but not least, whereas Older Americans Month, I think that counts a few of us up here. Definitely me. Steffi, you're out. And you might be out. Yeah, you're not. You're still a baby. Whereas New Jersey is home to over 1.8 million individuals aged 60 and older, and Bergen County's population consisting of nearly 18% of older adults. And whereas for Older Americans Month, the City of Hackensack honors our senior citizens whose lifetimes of hard work, devotion to family, and commitment to community have laid the foundation for the city we are today. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with members of the Council, do encourage residents to take time to recognize older adults and proclaim May 2024 as Older Americans Month with the theme Powered by Connection, to recognize the impact that meaningful relationships and social connection have on our health and well-being in combating isolation, loneliness, and other issues. Phew. We've had a lot of proclamations the last few weeks. With that, we're going to go into the city manager's report. Oh, no, I'm sorry, got minutes. Need a motion to approve the minutes of April 16th, 2024, regular county executive session.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Now, Vinny, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. The city will host our Memorial Day ceremony on Monday, May 27th at 10 a.m. at Veterans Park. In honor of Pride Month, the city will be hosting a flag-raising ceremony on Friday, May 31st at 3:30 p.m. at Atlantic Street Park. The city splash pads are scheduled to reopen on May 25th for weekends from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. until June 23rd. After that, they will be open 7 days per week. The city is proud to announce that our 4th of July celebration is scheduled for July 4th, featuring the Infernos and a day filled of fun with the whole family, food trucks, games, and our fireworks show from Grucci. In addition, we are set to kick off our summer concert series on Tuesday evenings, beginning July 9th through August 6th. Be sure to see our flyers on our social media platforms. The Hackensack Police Department will be hosting a community meeting tomorrow night from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Recreation Center. Please stop by to ask questions and discuss public safety. Teterboro Airport will be hosting Fleet Week, so you may experience louder than usual aircraft. noises 1 to 2 times daily between May 20th and May 27th. Recreation Summer Camp registration is still open. Please contact our rec department for applications information as soon as possible. The city will be hosting a pet fair at East Wick College on June 2nd from 12 to 3 p.m. Stop by to meet local vendors, get free rabies vaccinations, or register your pet. And lastly, the City of Hackensack's 30th annual golf outing is scheduled for June 18th at Crystal Springs Gold Resort. Please refer to our website for more information. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you. All right, into new business. Resolution 183-24.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 19-2024, and ordinance establishing a new chapter 85 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, filming, to establish regulations for motion picture and television production within the city. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Anyone from the public would like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed?
Be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey, that ordinance number 19-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 184-24.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 20-2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 117 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Parks to add Section 117-9 Memorial Tree Program.
Need a motion to introduce this ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed?
Be resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 20-2024 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on June 11th, 2024 at 8:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 185-24.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 21-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Vehicles and Traffic, to update parking regulations on Lodi Street.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed?
Be resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 21-2024 as introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on June 11th, 2024 at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 186-24.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 22-2024, an ordinance fixing and determining municipal class position title and salary ranges for certain contractual and non-contractual officers and employees of the City of Hackensack.
Need a motion to introduce?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
I'm sorry,
Leo,
roll
Leo,
call?
Leo
Roll call.
Jerry.
I know.
Yep.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Abstain.
Councilmember Carroll.
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 22-2024 is introduced, does now pass on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on June 11th, 2024 at 8:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 187-24.
It's a resolution for introduction of ordinance number 23-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 107 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, licenses and permits to update DPW tree fees.
Need a motion to introduce?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 23-2024 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on June 11th, 2024, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 188-24.
It's for a resolution authorizing tax refunds for state board judgments and duplicate payments.
Need a motion?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Resolution 189-24.
It's a resolution authorizing award of change order number 3, which is the final one, to TNT Construction Group LLC for the various city building roof replacement projects.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Resolution 190-24.
This is a resolution authorizing awarding of bid contract for the 2024 Summer Food Grant Program.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
No, I'm voting no.
All right, we're gonna.
That's
All
a
right,
roll
take a roll call, please.
Regular roll call vote. Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
No.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor LaBrus.
What, did you
Mayor
demote?
LaBrus.
I got demoted? What'd I do?
Demoted him.
Sorry, Mayor LaBrus. I got everything all
Aye.
screwed up.
Sorry, I screwed you
Aye,
up.
aye, aye.
Stephanie messed you
No,
up.
I'm sorry.
I got a raise.
Once in a while.
One night, I got all this money, I got. Do I? Okay. Resolution 191-24.
Resolution awarding Bergen County Co-op contract for the purchase of closed-circuit television CCTV cameras for the Hackensack Building Department.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Resolution 192-24.
This is a resolution of the City of Hackensack and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, determining the form and other details of its note relating to the Water Bank Construction Financing Program of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank to be issued in the principal amount of up to $4,600,000 and providing for the issuance and sale of such note to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank and authorizing execution and delivery of such notes by the City of Hackensack in favor of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, all pursuant to the Water Bank Construction Financing Program of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank. Got that?
What's that? Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Let's see here. Yes, Resolution 193-24.
This is a resolution of the City of Hackensack and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, determining the form and other details of its note relating to the Water Bank Construction Financing Program of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank to be issued in the principal amount of up to $3,050,000 and providing for the issuance and sale of such note to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank and authorizing the execution and delivery of such note by the City of Hackensack in favor of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, all pursuant to the Water Bank Construction Financing Program of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 194-24.
It's a resolution authorizing payment of bills.
Need a motion to pay the
Offer.
bills?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
I abstain. Does anybody have any conflicts with the consent agenda? None?
No?
No.
Okay. Move forward.
Okay, the following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and consent agenda items were reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or additions. Resolution, it consists of resolutions 195 190-24 through 206-24. Resolution 195-24, a resolution approving and accepting the donation from the Jamaican Organization of New Jersey to be placed at Veterans Park. Resolution 196-24 is a resolution authorizing Bergen County grant for Home American Rescue Plan. Resolution 197-24 is a resolution of the municipal support for 30-unit senior affordable housing project to be constructed at 60 Kansas Street. Resolution 198-24 is a resolution authorizing release of escrow funds for various properties. Resolution 199-24 is a resolution authorizing appointment of Deputy Fire Chief Keith Razaza as Emergency Management Coordinator. Resolution 200-24 is a resolution authorizing the appointment of municipal residents to the Bergen County Community Development Regional Committee. Resolution 201-24 is a resolution designating Banta Place as Hackensack Art Alley. Resolution 202-24 is a resolution authorizing renewal of liquor license for Portique LLC for the 2023-2024 license term. Resolution 203-24 is a resolution authorizing renewal of liquor licenses for the 2024-2025 license term. Resolution 204-24 is a resolution authorizing grant agreement between the City of Hackensack and the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection for grant SWM-2022 Hackensack 00120. Resolution 205-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Spiro, Harrison, and Nelson LLC as special counsel for redevelopment, including related litigation. Resolution 206-24 is a resolution to adopt shared service agreement with the County of Bergen for 911 communication services.
Okay, I need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it was just read.
Offer.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
None opposed. Okay. With that, I need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak, please come forward. And you will have to give your name to the clerk. You will have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Bridget. I am here for two things. There was a young lady at your last city council meeting who talked about a parking, residential parking for her street on Stanley Place, which is going towards the dead end of Stanley. Understand this. You might not get it, but the train station, the bus station, and everything else around gets everyone parking there. So yes, if a person comes down to this city hall, city manager's office, the police department, and needs a residential parking pass, you need to hand it out. We pay taxes here. None of you should get to say no to anybody. Because the thing here is, you don't know how many cars are parked there at night and during the day. I'm retired. I get to watch all of that. People parking, people walking to bus stops, people walking to train stops. You guys don't get to see that. So if someone comes down here, you need to hand them a residential parking pass. I don't want to hear nobody say they couldn't get a parking pass. That needs to happen. Like I said, we all pay taxes here. And then on the other end, I think you just had a resolution of 186 for raises. Nobody deserves a raise, except for the women that work hard to put out the information. None of you deserve a raise, not even the recreation department head or whatever he's called. Nobody. You guys have raised taxes 3%. Are you kidding me? So that just tells me financially, this city is broke. And if you can prove otherwise, let me know that. Because now it's time before Oprah goes into a different change to start ordering every account across this city. You guys don't know how to manage money. You guys don't know how to do the job that you were put in office to do. That goes for everybody. So until a change comes, or until an open door where people can come sit in here and give you those questions because you don't want a forum from the rest of the city, and you just want it to be, stop looking at the clock because I can see the time.
I haven't looked at the clock.
No,
I'm looking
talking
right
about,
at you.
I'm not talking about you. I didn't see you. But you know what? they always say, when you throw a rock at a pack of dog and the first one that holler, that's it. But understand this. Change needs to happen, and it needs to happen quickly. Recreation, kids, you cut back. You won't have a program that you normally had in the past. This is crazy. What do you think kids are supposed to do? So it's like sign up, parents, you know what, come first come, first serve. It shouldn't even be like that. You need to go around to other departments of recreation and see what they're running on their programs.
Do you want to speak to that at all, Deputy Mayor? You have anything to say?
No, she's leaving.
No, she's leaving, but the public should know. So I'm gonna speak real quick to the 3%. It was 3.3, I believe.
No, 3.014.
3.014.
yeah,
That's the
1.
first tax increase since before COVID.
We had a slight little adjustment last time, to be
Last time.
perfect, but we had 3 years with 0 increases.
3 years of 0 increases in tax, including during a pandemic, including this year, ridiculous inflation that we're dealing with prices, you know, when your prices go up, the city's prices go up. Everything went up. We had how many? $7.3 million increase in healthcare costs this year to our employees. $7.3 million we had to cover, and we only went up 3.014%. We cut back in City Hall on expenditures like you've never seen. And we did it all without laying one person off. So Ms. Rucker that's a hit and run right there, obviously. But, because she didn't want to hear anything we had to say. She was online earlier today, I believe.
Yes.
On Facebook, saying we did that ordinance today so that we could give ourselves raises. All right? I've been in council since 2009. I've had one raise. All right? I saw on Facebook the other day someone you had me making $11,000 a month as the mayor. I make how much a month?
18,000.
18,000 a year.
18,000 a year I
A
make
year.
as the mayor. 18,000 a year is my salary, and most of that goes to going to events that we have to go to. It costs us money. So nonsense like that, you know, people get on the internet, they become instant keyboard cowboys, and they can write whatever they want to do, all right, without any facts behind it. So I'll challenge her to that any day if she thinks I'm making that kind of money as the mayor of this
And
city.
show us any other town in Bergen County with 3 years in a row of 0%.
Yeah. Teaneck went up
municipal tax
10% this year. So we did a pretty good job.
And Bergenfield went up a few years ago, 18.
Yes.
Well, I mean, when you think about, because now you talked about it, so now you're going to make me talk about it, is when you think about $7.something million in health benefit increases this year for employees, and yet our expenditures only went up 6-point-something. So we actually cut the city expenses by over $800,000 this year, over last year. So what we spent last year in the city,
We
other
spent
than
less.
health, we cut over $800,000.
No, you
So
guys did a
lean
heck
and
of a
mean.
job.
So you want to talk about managing money? We have a wonderful CFO.
Well, it's insulting to have somebody say, we don't know how to manage money. And this city is
We have a
fiscally fine.
double A plus credit rating in this
Yep.
town, which we've never had before. And we're well on our way to a AAA rating, which is the highest rating you can get. So you have to have your facts before you speak. Unfortunately, that's why she didn't want to hear the
And
facts.
every person that is here, we all own houses.
Yeah, we pay
I don't want my
taxes too.
taxes to go up. And I try to manage it the best I can. But sometimes in a way that you can control the increases or the benefit for the employer, the salary of the employer. So we do the best we can.
So, Mr. Serbo, are you ready?
I guess.
Are you part
yeah.
of that senior group that I was talking about before?
What's that?
Are you part of that senior group that I did a proclamation for, like me?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
I
you're with
am.
me.
And proud to be, me too.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm the other guy here.
You too, yeah, why not? So, age doesn't mean anything really. It's who you are, and what you do, and what you are.
This
so.
is true.
Okay, so mentioning your mental health coverage, which was added to regular coverage on insurance. It was President Obama that kind of brought that together, by the way. I just wanted to make note of that mental health was never covered. you know, it was, oh, you have mental problems? Forget that. Okay, we'll cover your regular health problems, but the mental health was added also with President Obama, and it's still vibrant. It's still happening. Okay, so a couple other things. You know, I didn't know you made $18,000, John, to just show up. You know, you show up and
We show up.
Yeah, you show up
There's
for
a lot of behind-the-scenes work, though. believe
yeah,
me.
sure. Pays all your taxes. Very nice. Okay. All right. So listen, on the budget that was discussed. I don't know. I guess it was last week or the week before. I can't remember.
Last
Okay.
meeting, yes, last meeting.
All right, last week. I don't remember Mangan saying that taxes were going up because of so what do we have to read it in the paper? So why
said
couldn't he have said it?
He did,
that-
he did. He
did
said on
say
the
it?
average home, yes, he did.
I
Said that
did
the
not
average
hear
home
that.
would be about 300,
254.
250 on
He
a
did say that?
$330,000 house.
Yes.
I don't
He said
remember it. Okay.
said-
I'm-
Watch the video replay, it's on
Go back to-
YouTube.
Go back on YouTube, you can
I'm
watch it.
not listening, and so, okay, and
It's probably when the Mets were scoring.
maybe.
Yeah.
They're losing
Rare
again.
occasions.
They're
Hey,
losing.
we like the Mets.
They're losing again tonight. Cleveland's a good team. Okay, so other things. There's never been anything added to Spring Valley Avenue. Nothing. There was lots of talk about that with, you know, policing the tonnage that was going there. There are trailer trucks. There are gigantic trailer trucks going up and down. There has been no policing of the size of those trucks. It was in your proclamations one week that was going to be looked into. The 4 tonnage.
I know he's got something on it, I believe.
Okay, and I can go over to 2 blocks away, which Fairmount Avenue is twice as wide as Spring Valley. There's nobody on that street. Plus, they have their digital, you know, slow down. They have their mileage meter and all that. So we were told we were going to get the mileage meter, some policing of the street, the tonnage. The trucks are massive, okay? And one other thing is, as cars come up from Main Street, okay, on Spring Valley, it's a constant. The light changes, boom, they come up, and that first turn into Pine Street. I'm telling you, somebody's going to get hit there because people just cut in there, okay, as they come up Spring Valley. I almost got hit there one day just walking down Spring Valley. So that's a problem too. And there's so many more little things. But I'm okay. Thanks a lot.
Rich, tomorrow night, the city manager announced it in his report, tomorrow night is a meeting with the police to ask these kind of questions. It's at the M&M building from 6 to 8 tomorrow evening. Come speak about your issues. The police will give you their answers directly. Let them hear what your issues are.
Anyone else from the public would like to speak? I know we have some people from, about the bench, I believe. How are you?
My name is Sharon Mossington, and I am a registered nurse. I work at St. Joe's in Patterson, but I am also entering the entrepreneur era of home care. So I have registered a home care agency. My office is right here on State Street in Hackensack. And so if you know anyone that need a good caregiver, because those are really very hard to find, then you can find me and I will find that person for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good luck in your business.
Thank you.
We're gonna need your business card pretty soon.
She gave us some.
Yes.
I have more.
Okay.
I got mine.
Will you get yours already?
Hello, my name is Carlene Goodwater. I'm here on behalf of the
Speak to the microphone.
I'm loud. You can't hear me? Good afternoon. My name is Carlene Goodwater. I'm here on behalf of the Jamaican Organization of Bergen County. And on behalf of the organization, we'd like to thank Hackensack the city of Hackensack for approving the bench to the park. And we will have at a later date a ceremony that we will, have the city
Absolutely.
in charge.
Just make sure you let the clerk's office know so we can, those of us, I plan on being there, but make sure everybody gets a chance to be there.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you, thank you.
Yep, appreciate it.
Thank you, and thanks for the bench.
So they had a wonderful event, and I think we had about 400 people show up at the park on Anderson Street when we changed it to One Love Way, and in recognition of Bob Marley as well. But that was a great name that came out of that. I know they were tossing up different names, but that was a good one, and fits that area well too. So, yep. And I still haven't gotten over to 14 Parish for my oxtails, but I swear I'm going to get them sooner or later. I went up there that day, they were closing up, they didn't have any more.
So we, if I may, we do have coming up an event on June 22nd. I have tickets where you can get your oxtails.
Oh, really? Where? Where?
Prescott.
It's our anniversary, did our 6-year anniversary as a chapter of Bergen County.
Oh, nice.
75 Legion Drive in Prescott.
So that's June 22nd?
22nd. I have tickets.
I gotta see what my wife's doing before I make any plans. What day of the week, is it weekend night?
It's a Saturday night.
Saturday night? I will check to see if I am available. Okay. Anyone else from the public like to say anything? Press, you have anything to say? You just here? Okay. All right, need a motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good
Ms.
evening.
Steffi?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out and spending time with us. We had a really nice evening earlier, congratulating and a lot of people and a lot of reasons. So congratulations to our newly sworn-in officer, Officer Yates. He had his whole crew from Patterson here, which was
Yep.
nice. So we got to see him with his new colleagues and his former colleagues from Patterson, and that was just really nice to see that. So we welcome him. Congratulations and thanks to our DPW and all the wonderful work they do. They're out there in the worst weather, the worst times, and they always do a great job, and we appreciate it, everything that they do for us. National Prevention Week and Mental Health Month, I know the mayor mentioned it earlier, but there used to be a stigma attached to it, and unfortunately there still is a stigma attached to addiction and mental health, and there shouldn't be. I say it all the time, raising young kids, it's hard to see, going through COVID and social media. I blame social media a lot. These kids sit there and compare themselves to others. And sometimes those mental health issues lead to substance abuse. It's so easy to get things now, and you hear these terrible stories of, good people that just tried a drug once and that was it, and, the stigma being attached to, having a problem it's not always the case. So we really have to, work to ensure that stigma is not attached to mental health or addiction, because there's a lot of people struggling with either or both, and they need help just like any other health condition would be. So that's two important proclamations. Older American Month, it's not just about our support for our seniors, and we had one of our members here, Cherry, saying how she's starting a business to support our older, citizens in need, but it's also about the traditions that they carry. I just remembered 2 years ago when my grandmother passed away, I just thought she was the last one of that generation, to tell those stories of what it was like, growing up in the Great Depression, and every time, the years go on, you lose someone like that, and, all of the traditions and stories they had, so that's important. So I'm imagining one of the great joys you have is, when you bond with the elderly, and you hear those stories and you hear about their experiences, because we can't relate to that at all, and you can't imagine sometimes what they went through. So that's really, really special. Thank you to Mr. Bolton and the Jamaican organization in New Jersey. They're great partners with the city. They're always involved. We appreciate the bench dedication, and it's just nice to see an organization that's so strong, that's so meaningful in the community, and dedicate a lot of time, and we appreciate your partnership. In regards to the rec, I know Ms. Rucker had a question about a wait list, but I just checked right now, and 2 of the sites are full, but I think what we agreed to do is because there's a lot of sites that have a lot of places left. So we have 2 out of our 7 are at capacity, but we have a lot of spots open in other sites. So the agreement was, we'll see, where the need is, and then eventually pull the counselors that we have, assigned to those other sites if we don't, we don't need 10 counselors for 5 kids at a site. So, we'll make it work. We're not going to turn people away. We're gonna try to, figure that out, but it's too soon to say that. School will be out soon. Online today, I read that there's, our annual ticket blitz for seatbelts that happen every Memorial Day. I would love to see a focus on speeding, as the kids, get out of school, they're on their bikes, they're walking around, they're not paying attention half the time, and the cars are still flying. So, seatbelts are important, but so's cracking down on speeding. Some great events coming up. We have our Memorial Day wreath ceremony on the 27th, I believe. Our Pride Month on the 31st, our Juneteenth celebration on the 22nd, our July 4th celebration, and a lot of other summer events going on. So we have a lot to look forward to this summer. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Steph. I won't reiterate all of your wonderful words about our proclamations, but I do have to say it was really impressive during the swearing in of our new police officer to see the support from his existing fellow police officers in Patterson. And I mean, the camaraderie and the goodwill, for him it was just so obvious. It was really heartwarming to see that. And of course, our DPW, where would we be without them, and the great work they do for us throughout the city, for not only for us and for within the city bounds, but also for all of our residents and, daily activities and good and bad weather, like you said, that we can always depend on them. I know Vinnie, city manager, mentioned it in his briefing, but just to remind people, I'm always asking folks to, if you hear something, say something, file complaints with Teterboro Airport for the low-flying planes, but this week is Fleet Week, so starting yesterday and going through Memorial Day, Teterboro is hosting 3 very noisy helicopters that will be making at least 1 to 2 trips each day. So if you hear some, if you're curious, because they're rather large and rather noisy, and you think something's going on, that's probably what it is, and we have to bear with it, and hopefully it will be over. But any other noise, file those complaints, because remember, we're still in the same competition with Rutherford to keep filing as many complaints as possible when we hear them. A couple of things on the agenda tonight. I'd like to talk to things that I myself am involved with to a certain extent. Although one of them was the update to the tree replacement, and that's something the whole council has been in, and actually Jerry might have been wanting to talk to because he's on our shade tree committee. But I think, due to the violent weather that we've seen across the country, but even some of the storms that we've seen here, and just the aging of the trees, we've lost some trees that we need to replace. So I think this is a good program, and, also if residents are taking down trees in their property, they are now going to be required to replace that. And this is coming from the state, right, Steve? This is, DEP, EPA is requiring this. So, we want to keep ourselves green, and trees do a lot for us, not just that they look wonderful and provide us shade, but, they're great for water absorption and many, many other things. So I think it's wonderful that we're following the guidelines of the state and trying to bring some of those trees back into the city. Also on the agenda tonight was our housing authority is looking to build a 30-unit senior affordable housing project. And of course, the city's working in cooperation with them, and we're hoping to use some of our trust fund money to help them, jumpstart this project. And the one thing as a council that, we actually spoke tonight to our affordable housing attorneys. We've been fighting the fight always because we really don't agree with not being able to have residency preferences on our affordable housing. And we understand that it can't count, but we want to be able to try to do some of this. So, and sometimes it affects the actual, the financing or the federal tax credits that folks get that prohibit it from being a residency preference. But our attorneys are working very hard, and with this senior affordable housing, we're going to really try to get a residency preference put in there. So at least our residents' names will go to the top of the list for this new proposed senior housing. So that's I think, a very worthy cause for us. Another interesting thing is Banta Place. So, you're looking at Banter Place, it runs from Main Street to State, that short block that kind of runs right into what used to be the old UJB. It used to be the tallest building on Main Street, if you can put a place there. It's kind of in the middle of it. Our Main Street Alliance is working to bring some more art into the downtown. So tonight we designated that as Art Alley. So it's going to be that particular block, plus where the old United Jersey Bank, Summit Bank, People's Trust, if you're as old as I am, when you're looking at Old People's Month proclamation, I remember when it was People's Trust. There's an alley between 210 and 214 Main, and that alley will also be part of the art street. So I think we hope to see some interesting things there, and I think it will be a nice addition to the downtown. Okay, with that said, just a reminder, tomorrow night at the M&M Recreation Building downtown on Holt Street, the Hackensack Police Department is hosting a community involvement evening from 6 to 8 p.m. Come with your questions, hear what they have to say. We have a wonderful police department, but Rich has some traffic issues. Other people, if you have some concerns, here's to hear the answers. Let the police department answer some of those questions. We try to, Rich, but we're not them, so I think they'll do a much better job. With that, everyone have a nice evening, and we'll see you again next time.
First of all, thank you for coming. Congratulations to the new police officers, and I've been here like about maybe 11 years as a consumer of the city of Hackensack, and the only reason that I participate in this election because I try to do my best to improve the city for us, and I don't want to compare us with the previous administration, but this particular administration for the last 11 years, we paved so many streets in the city of Hackensack, something that never happened before. We improve our parks, that you can see that we're going to get 3 brand new basketball courts. We're going to have the dome, and we improve Columbus Park, Style Park. And sometimes when the people say that we don't know how to manage the money, when we got out in 2013, we barely got garbage trucks. We got in the last few years, I think, 6 or 7 garbage trucks, right? And every truck is like about $250,000. Our police officer, they got brand new cars. The fire department, they got brand new trucks. We got another truck yet to do the cleaning of the sewer pipes. That's about $450,000, right? And we got a new truck that you can reach the trees. I think the bucket can go up to 70 feet. And then we got so many things that we invest the money yet to try to make our city better, right? And when they asked me one time, what is the reason you are getting involved with this? I said, the only reason is because I want to see a safe city, right? I want to see a good program for the kids in the school, good recreation program. And that's the reason sometimes Vinny see me at least, 3 times a week maybe? And I come and I come with recommendation to try to improve our city. That's the only reason we are here. We're not here to make money, right? We are here to serve the people because we live here, okay? Thank you for coming.
Jerry?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The weather's getting nice outside now, and there's a lot more people walking and jogging. Our children are out playing and stuff. I'm saying this because we have to start slowing down on our streets. We gotta be more visual and more careful so that our children and the people that are walking, are safe. So please, in your travels, be careful so that, keeping our public, safe as they do their activities. Thank you for coming, and thank you all that are watching remotely. God bless and take care.
Thank you, Jerry. So you heard about a list of a lot of events. So if you go on hackensack.org, you can find all the things that are going to be happening. We got the splash pads are opening this weekend. That's great for the kids. We have 2 splash pads we installed in town. On Tuesday nights, you have the summer concert series. 4 or 5 great shows there. Friday nights, you have the shows at the Atlantic Street Park. Congratulations again to our Public Works folks. They do a wonderful job. And rain, snow, whatever, freezing weather, they're out there. Congratulations to our new transfer, Police Officer Vanes. He had, like Kathy said, he had a great showing tonight, of both from here and from where he's leaving in Patterson. On a great note, Hackensack Baseball had a pretty good run this year. They actually, I think in the Group 4 North, they got the second seed.
They did.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're playing good ball. And volleyball, men's volleyball, 19-1, won the county championship. So that's pretty awesome. That's been a while. So kudos to the students, the kids, coaches, and the parents that support them. I want to thank the Jamaican Organization of New Jersey for the bench you're going to soon to be at the Veterans Park. Looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be put to good use. And Fair Share Housing, just to go over what some of the stuff Kathy was saying, is when we build low-income housing or affordable housing, right, we have to, you would think that would just be for our residents, right? We're building it, my tax dollars are paying it, the other people's live in Hackensack tax dollars are paying for it, but that's not the case. We have to open it up to 2 other counties. So I believe it's Passaic County and maybe Hudson County. So you could build 200 apartments and only 5 Hackensack people get in there out of the 200. So they call it fair share housing. I don't call, considering we need a lot more than that for our residents here, I don't see anything fair about it when we got people, low-income people from other towns are gonna come here and get apartments before our people do. I don't understand it at all, and it's our taxpayer money and developers' money that pays for it. So just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. That's what we were talking about. And try to get there. I'll check on June 22nd, see if I'm available that night. And everybody get home safe and have a wonderful holiday weekend. Don't forget Memorial Day on Monday. Think of a veteran. Think of what they sacrificed for us. Thank you. Motion to close the meeting.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed.